Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the AUSNZ Community Podcast. Today, we've got a great show on for you. We've got our special guest, Sirox, who will be coming on later. But first of all, as always, welcome to the other co-hosts, Eva and Jackrabbit. How have you been, Jackrabbit?
Good. Um, I remember the last time we had a podcast. I mentioned I was going to watch Brian Adams in concert.
Yeah, how was that?
It was great. It was an amazing experience. It's my first time to watch an international artist in concert, and it was a very very great experience. And I hope it won't be the last one that I would
Oh,
watch.
how good is
Yeah.
live music? It's the
Yeah,
best
it's
ever.
it's 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 really really great, and his voice is just amazing. How about you, Pete?
Yeah.
How was your past couple of weeks?
Yeah, I also had some live music that I attended. It was a little bit different to Bryan Adams, though.
Yeah.
I went
What
to
was it?
a day-long music festival called Notfest, where it was all heavy metal music like Slipknot
Wow.
and Amon Amarth and Trivium, all those sorts of bands. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure that you would not have heard of any of those, but that's
No,
okay.
no, not no idea at all.
Yeah. How about our last co-host, Eva? How have you been?
I've been all right. I have had a couple of things go on. Um, sorry, now I'm coughing. Now you know why I'm not hosting the show because I've got a bad cough. Yeah, I've had a couple of ups and downs in life and all that sort of stuff. But like everything, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
That's the way.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
just working on the next thing, I suppose. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good. Always
Yeah,
keeping busy is the best way.
yep. Pretty much.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Shall we move on to our segments?
Yeah, why not?
I guess I'll start with the the muscle car. We've got our new vehicle that's been like given to us in a public event. Um, we had to get 800 points to get it, or wait till the event was over and purchase it for 90,000, I think it was,
Yes,
Pocket
coins.
change.
yes.
Mm,
Pocket change,
yeah,
90,000.
yeah, cheap as
Fell out of
Because
chips.
my
I
pocket.
I
Well, for
spent
someone like you.
90,000. Did you get it from the public event?
No, I
I
didn't.
did. I got it on both accounts from the public event. So
Wow.
I was muscle carring like crazy. Yeah.
I s- I stopped at 100 something
Oh, did you?
because
Oh, how
there
about you,
were,
Eva? Did you have a
yeah.
crack?
I had a play with it, because I wanted to see what it was like,
Mhm,
Yeah.
more so than anything else. But I think I stopped at about 100 on both accounts.
I thought it
mhm.
would have been right
Um,
up your alley because it was time trials.
yeah, it was, and I just no, I had lots of other things going on at the same time. So
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
um, I
yeah.
just yeah, just let it go, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I did rejoin VIP on my main account for a month.
Oh,
So then I
Mm.
that's
can open cups, do cups, open
Okay.
cups, and I've
Yeah.
managed to get most of the parts for the monster. Not monster. Now you got me saying it.
Muscle car.
The muscle car.
sorry.
Yeah. Now you got me saying it. So yeah, just managed to get a fair few parts out of cups. So I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, that's good. I've
Yeah.
only got one more part to go with my main account because every time I see something in the shop, I buy it with
Yeah.
gems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
I've
Yeah.
spent
Same.
about,
Yeah.
I don't know, about 5,000 gems in total.
I saw
um,
that.
yeah, I've only got jump shocks to go, but I've got everything else, so that's pretty good.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm. How about you, Jack Rabbit? How many parts have you got?
I've got a few parts that I'm still looking for, but I'm really, really looking for the magnet because when the muscle car was released, it made me play HCR2 again.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
Because I saw it as a very nice vehicle, from the last few vehicles that were released. This is the one that I found more exciting and very usable, and it got me playing again, basically.
Yeah.
So now I'm really looking for the magnet. I'm opening, I'm opening just like crazy. I'm opening and opening, but I couldn't find the magnet. Well, anyway, I'm using tire swings and afterburner for cups, and I'm playing cups again. I finished the Road to Legendary for the very first time in so many months.
Oh, good
Wow.
job.
Yeah,
Wow.
but well,
That's
other than
great.
that, yeah, I mean, I know that even I will be talking about this update on cups. That's
Yes.
also another reason why I played cups again.
Yeah, no, that's
Hmm.
cool.
So yeah,
I have actually both cars have got all parts. They're not maxed, but they're all parts.
Oh, well
So
done.
I got fuel boost late yesterday on my main, and that was the only part left that I didn't have. And I've managed 10k in forest with the muscle car. Did it on my first
yeah,
attempt.
yeah.
Did it on my first attempt, and that then spurned on me doing 10k with 3 other vehicles in forest. So I'm edging ever so closer to 2 million stars.
Wow, that's so cool.
To 2 million stars on my
Go
alt,
for it.
and
Yeah.
I'm
That's really impressive.
600,000 stars short on my
Hmm.
main, so I'm catching up on my main at the same time.
See,
Yeah,
it made us
nice.
play again.
Yeah, it made us
Yeah.
play. You're right. I think you're right. It's made us pick up the game again.
Yeah.
I haven't done as much on my alt though because I bought a couple of chests for the alt because I had gems and I had other lots of coins. So I did it the easy way, and I thought I'd just play cups, play play the muscle car for a couple of cups and see how I went. And it's very very good.
Hmm.
It is a very good vehicle.
It
I
is.
quite like
Yeah.
it.
Getting the
Yeah.
start boost right is a bit tricky, but once it's mastered, I reckon it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I noticed there's different parts of Perfect Start because I played a challenge on one of my friends where I got the perfect start, but they went
Hmm.
faster than me.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
we both
yeah.
had the exact same vehicle, but they went faster. So I wonder where that little sweet spot is.
I think it's all about timing. It's like I think it's like the I think it's like the 3 seconds of holding down the brake and the accelerator with the Moonlander.
Mm-hmm.
If you hold it down from the start, it'll break off the capsule, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is similar but different. I think you have to hold the accelerator down for just over 2 seconds,
Yeah, I
but
think it's
then let
2.5
but then let
seconds
it
to get
go.
maximum.
Yeah, but then let it go and still get a perfect start.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's the way I do it every time with every vehicle.
Yeah. So, um, interesting to see. I've had a couple of like, holy crap, I'm moving starts, but I
Yeah,
haven't been able to replicate it back to back. So I'm getting there.
yeah. It's a fun vehicle to play with. Like it has a very rally car slash CCEV feel to it for me.
Yeah,
Like
and it's
it's
also got. I reckon it's got a much nicer balance too.
yeah,
It's not nose heavy. It's not tail heavy.
no, it's
Hmm.
Um,
not. It's not like the
whereas
supercar.
whereas the supercar, yeah, the supercar is nose heavy.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, there's a whole lot of fun with it, I must say.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
and it's good for adventure as well as cups, time trial stuff. I mean, what's his
I
name?
haven't actually had a crack at it with Adventure yet.
Oh, Adventure. I've been doing just Wings Magnet. Sorry, JR. Wings Magnet and Tiles, or
That's
Wings
okay.
Magnet and Coin Boost.
Mm-hmm.
And Wings Magnet Coin Boost was 10k easy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, whole heap of stuff. So, but it's interesting. It's got us all talking, hasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah,
Yes.
it has.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. So,
While we're on the subject of it, would you like to do your segment with the cups and things like that?
yeah, I may as well. It's a nice segue into cups.
Yeah.
There's been an update. Obviously, the updates come along with the new car, but there's been some buffing and shining to the way cups are played and the way you score cup points for a month. And part of that is you cannot now derank anymore. So you can't exit out of a cup and lose
You,
more points
you
than you could have ever earned.
can, if you physically get out of the cup, it does take points off you still.
Yeah, 50 points
But if
off,
you
but not
lose,
500 points like it used to.
yeah,
Yeah. So so point structure is now 200, 150, 150, isn't it?
I think so.
Or 200,
Or is it?
150?
It's
It's
for
200.
first place. For
200.
for first place you get 200 points. For second
Yep.
place you get plus 150 points. For third place you get plus 100 points. For fourth place you
They
get
said 50.
0.
Oh, you get 0. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So you
Yeah.
don't need to go back on the track just like before
Yeah. And
when
then
you
the other
get to
thing they've
third or fourth
done,
place. Yeah.
is they've also made it so then if you get to a boss level and you don't beat the boss, instead of going back 500 points or 499 points, you basically stay where you are. So the next time you play a cup, you're playing the
Yeah.
boss level again.
That is the
Um,
best thing they've ever done.
Yes.
I think it's neither here nor there.
Well,
But
that in its own has got me playing cups again.
yeah, well, I
I
mean,
actually
like
finished the
long story
season.
short, it's kind of
Yeah.
killed off the idea of closing the game or
Yeah,
you
forcing
know,
exit and then redoing the same track
changing
again.
language or all
Yeah,
those other things that we used to do. You just play the cup now, and if you don't make it, you just play it again.
exactly right.
So, but I have seen a couple of my scores end in 9-9 for a bit, and I thought that was a bit.
Hmm.
Yeah. That it happens.
It happens, yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's a
must
little
be.
glitch.
Yeah.
It must be giving us 199.99 cup points.
Hmm.
And after 25,000 cup points, it rounds down to the nearest one. So it's
Yeah.
24,999
Yeah.
cup points.
Yes. Because I listed down all my cup races
Yep.
when I was like studying it for this episode.
Yep.
I had one full boss level that I wrote down all my scores or the track and the points and all of that. So there was a point where you get like 99 at the end.
Yep.
Hmm.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's really frustrating when you've just missed out on a prize by 1 point.
Or it's probably you've missed out on a prize by 0.001 of a point.
Exactly, yeah, it's frustrating, but that's okay. I'll just race again and I'll get
Yeah.
the next one.
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
very cool. Very cool. So yeah, that's kind of one of the updates. And then the muscle car has been good. But I haven't really. I've been playing a fair bit actually. I think I'm at about 33,000 cup points on the main. I haven't really been doing cups on the alt, but I've been playing adventure on the alt. So I've done 100,000, 150,000 stars, over the last month now. So yeah.
Awesome.
Mm. Mm.
Jack Rabbit, did you want to lay out your stats?
Yeah, so I have something to add to
Yeah.
Eva's um, cups update, and this is still regarding cups
Mhm.
because I and in a previous podcast episode I discussed about how many cup races do you need to do in a day to be able to
Yes.
reach the legendary level. Yeah, so I'm comparing it to this updated cups version. Okay, so before
Yep.
you had to do 10 cup races in a day.
Which
And
sounds
now
very
because
achievable.
of yes, it is.
I still
And now
struggle.
with the yeah. And now with the updated season points, cup points that you earn in a cup race, you will just need to do 7.5 or let's say 8 cup races in a day.
Hmm.
That's not
Yeah,
as many.
that's
No, not as
yeah,
many.
yeah. But it's a change, you know. It's a change and it's a good progress for cup races and for us who with our GP on a higher end, making us play the game again and finishing the road to legendary again. And
Finishing
there's
the load to
another,
legendary and getting
yeah,
the extra paint skin.
yes. And
See,
there's
I
so
was
many
wondering
rewards there.
if you're
Yeah.
doing the road to legendary, right? And you've
Mhm,
already got most of the skins, and then you get a skin that you've already got in the road to
mhm.
legendary. It gives you extra
Yeah.
gems, right? It
Yeah.
says,
Yeah.
duplicate gives you gems. Well,
Yeah.
I've already got gems, and it's given
Mhm,
me gems,
mhm.
so I should get duplicate other things instead.
Well,
Hmm.
that's a good suggestion and idea actually.
I don't know what else it can give me because I've got way too many coins.
Uh Reese, if you're listening,
Yeah, give
take
us
note.
something else. Give us something else.
Yeah. Take note of what Eva said.
No, just staring. Just staring.
Oh, yeah,
Keep it
yeah,
up.
of course.
Keep it up,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. Well, another thing that I wanted to mention is there was actually a glitch in the boss level.
Yes, I saw
That
this.
that's
Yes.
yeah. The name of the track is I Hate Water, and the boss is Champ, and he was using
Well, it's
a
not
Formula
just
car.
Champ.
Oh, it's not just him.
No, there was a Nikita
No.
as well. It doesn't matter who the boss was, as
Well,
long as it
okay,
was
yeah.
that level.
That
Yeah,
track, you mean?
yeah,
I Hate
yeah, that
Water.
track.
I hate
That's
water.
Yeah.
the one.
Okay.
Yeah. So there were some players in the community who posted their experience with this glitch, and like the boss just achieved like 9 seconds for a run. It's
Uh,
just impossible.
I
Yeah.
think that's about 9.5 seconds faster than
The world
the
record.
world record.
So well, eventually I also um had an experience with it, but eventually it was fixed. The
Yep.
glitch wasn't there anymore. So
Yep.
well, that's yeah. Just had to mention that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think the next episode will have a more in-depth version of talking about the muscle car a bit deeper because we've all only just started playing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's still a bit new-ish.
I still
Um,
haven't opened up all 3 tuning slots,
oh
tuning
wow.
parts. Yeah, I'm trying to make the most of all the free upgrades.
Yeah,
Really?
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough. Or is it in the start of tonight's team event?
it is, which
Oh,
brings me
Interesting.
on to my segment.
yeah, yeah. Let's
I was trying to do something in the background, but I'll just skip that and I'll jump
mhm.
onto the other. Here we go. All right, so team events. I may as well start with team events. Um, Where are we? Mac Go 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 is the one that we were doing last week. And that was a 4-track event with the dune buggy, lowrider, jet ski, beast, and Lamborghini / supercar. Track 1 is time attack with a 2K with heaps of fuel.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of strategies. I was using the supercar, but other people were using the lowrider.
Yeah.
And the fastest I've seen was about 1 minute and 25. But
Oh, yeah,
I was averaging around 1 minute and 38, which
Mm-hmm.
was really booting it. So I was using the supercar for that one on both accounts,
Mm-hmm.
but I've seen people get very similar scores with the lowrider. What were you guys using?
I've been using the supercar with afterburner, coin, and fuel boost.
I was using the same, except with coin boost, I swapped that out with overcharged turbo.
Yeah, I tried a couple of things back to back, and just
Mm,
I don't know. I just found that I was bouncing in the right places.
yeah,
And
that's important.
using the magnet would get you moving forward earlier than you should have, and you'd miss the next landing.
Hmm.
That's what I
And
found anyway. But
using wings, you'd find yourself flying over the
over
fuels
fuel,
too often. Yeah,
yeah.
because I was using wings early on, but I swapped
Mm.
it out to overcharged turbo because I saw somebody using that and they were just flying past me at the start. I'm like, well, guess what I'm using next?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Track 2 is the wheelie, which was really fun. I'm so funny. Dune buggy with wings, wheelie boost, and either jump shocks or coin boost. I was using coin boost because I just can't work out the dune buggy jump shocks method.
No, neither
Um,
could I.
I was averaging around, what was it, 700 meters? Not kilometers, but meters.
Yep.
And that was good for about 6K score, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But if you made it over that 700-meter hill, you could no fuel for about 300 meters more for a massive amount of score. And that's
Yeah,
where all the points were.
yeah. Well, I managed a 9.5K run early on in the
Yeah.
first time I did it,
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
using wings, wheelie, and no fuel.
Oh, no fuel. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
wings, wheelie, and no fuel. And if you hit a couple of the hills with wheelie on your way up, you would get a boost to go over the next obstacle, land back again, do it again.
Hmm.
I was averaging, if I did it right, I'd get a 7.5K score. If I did it really right, I got a 9.5K score, but I only ever did that once.
Yeah.
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 So, but no, I thought everybody was using wings, wheelie, and empty fuel. So, and it's really hard to tell what the cars are like.
Yeah.
What people are using, because it's anyway. But
Jump shocks was pretty good. I did have a crack at it because when you're at the start, you can just jump over that first ramp and you don't have to take it easy to get the fuel.
yeah, okay.
And then when you know fueling, apparently, I never worked it out, but you can jump when you're starting to slow down, like the nose goes down. If you jump, you can bring it back up to vertical.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I never worked out how to do it. It must be a skill issue.
Yeah. Well, I ran out of fuel on that 9.5K run. I ran out of fuel, and
Yeah,
then while I was slowing down, I was going slightly uphill, which caused me to do a wheelie, which pushed me over the next hill. The wheelie boost
that's
pushed me over
great.
the next hill, which then I flew down the other side, landed on the back wheel on the back, going down the hill, and then I
That's
got more
good.
wheelie boost again. So it was, it was like, oh my god, I'm never doing this again. I hope someone appreciates the fact that I got 9.5K for this.
Yep. There was a couple
So
in Team 3 that were doing that sort of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, Celine was one of them. She's a
yeah.
bloody
Well,
gun.
Celine's in a world of her own, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. With only 5K GP, she was getting 29K, I think. Yeah,
Mm,
craziness.
yeah, very
Track
cool.
3, we've got stay on the ground. Time penalty applies if you leave the ground. I was using the low rider with heavyweight afterburner and what was I using? Winter tires, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, winter tires. And just taking it as easy as I can without being slow. Towards the end, you can just sort of gun it, and the time penalty doesn't apply for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just the right amount of time before you hit the ground. I'm not sure. But track 4 was the cargo, dragging a trailer full of beans.
Yes.
I was using the Beast on that one, and that was
Same.
a mine track. And there was a certain place where you had to try and slow down and get a nice. It's all about keeping the beans in the trailer. It's not about speed.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, winter tires, coin boost, and afterburner. That's what I was using. But yeah, that's in the past now. We're on to the new one, which has the monster truck. Not monster truck. I keep stuffing up.
Muscle.
Muscle car.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, it has a muscle car twice. So they've only given us 2 weeks to get all our parts, which is, in my opinion, nowhere near enough time. Anyway, the track 1 is crashing through breaking objects, gives you time bonuses. I will be using the tractor on that one. I haven't actually played it yet because both accounts were still playing the old one as of till like halfway through this episode. And track 2 is time attack. I'll probably be using one of the muscle cars or the hot rod. Track 3 is another time attack, same deal. And then track 4 is an uphill climb with no fuel. And I'll be using Kanga Jeep for that one because that just looks like it's the best option. Do you have anything else to add on that one, Eva?
Not me. Not
No,
me. No.
because you've
Yeah.
played that one, haven't you?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Oh, I thought you did
No.
on your other account.
No, we're still um
Doing the Mac Go Go Go.
yeah, still using Matt Go Go Go. It's about to finish in half an hour or so. Both
Yeah,
accounts.
same.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, that's good. Moving on to public events. We've had a couple of doozies. First one was the muscle car mayhem, which was you had to get to 800 points to get to the muscle car, or you just wait and not get the muscle car. But yeah, that was a fully maxed out muscle car that everyone got to use the same vehicle with certain parts. You didn't get all the parts, just a few, like 5 or 6. Time attack style event. And yeah, I found it was a lot of fun. The next event was called Evil Bill, and it was released on April Fools. This one, it confused a lot of people because the screen was flipped, so you were driving from right to left, and your
Mhm.
accelerator was still on the right. So yeah, it just played with your brain. You just couldn't work it out.
Well, I actually had a couple of goes at it,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and what it did that really freaked me out was if you held the accelerator down, you would roll backwards, not forwards. So the dynamics once you're in the air was backwards.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a freakish.
Oh, it was so weird. It played with your head.
Yes.
Yeah.
It did. Yeah.
You just had to keep tapping the brakes just to try and like keep yourself steady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun, don't get me wrong, but oh my God, it was so hard. The next event is current event is called No Excuses. So that's just a towing trailer full of Easter eggs. Time
Mhm.
attack, get to the finish line as fast as you can with as many eggs as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but they're still fun because I like to try and keep all the eggs in the trailer. Um, do you guys have any thoughts on the Easter egg one?
I always use wings, coin, and something to help soften the
Afterburner.
landing. Yeah. Soften
Yeah,
the landing. I funnily use the banana, the rotator,
that's
Mhm.
my go-to vehicle for
more
everything.
often. More often than not.
Mhm.
I use the rotator
Yep,
for that because it's got a nice soft landing.
yep, absolutely. And next week's one, the upcoming event is called Chronic Pain. So that one looks like it could be a time attack. I'm not really sure going by the picture on it. It looks like racing. So yeah, I'm going to assume time attack.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it could be.
yeah, that's it for my little segment. Shall we get our guest in? Welcome, Sirox, to the episode. How have you been?
Hello, I'm good. And what about you?
I have been very well, thank you very much. And
Yeah,
welcome to the show.
yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure
Not
to
a
be here.
problem. Did you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, your hill climbing career?
Yeah, so I started in 2017. I think in the beginning I had one account uh, on my old device, and I played on it very casually for about 2 years. And then at the end of 2019, or when COVID started, I started to play a bit more actively, and then I was together in a team with Team On, and we created United Legends, and I was leader there for 1.5 years, I think, or for one year. Last year, I think it was August 2021, and then we made a break for half a year, and then the team got back in February 2022, and yeah, then we merged with Ukraine first, then we merged with Reddit and became Asylum, and we won the hat trick. And I was leader of the team, and I'm still. And then I think 1.5 months ago we merged with Unity to Supreme, and currently we are first in the leaderboards of the CC. Yes, and
Wow, what a resume!
Yeah.
That's amazing. You've seen some pretty awesome teams and had some pretty decent mergers by the sounds of
yeah,
it.
so teams was the thing that kept me playing this game. So I don't really play cups or adventure. So sometimes when I'm
Mhm.
bored, maybe, but not that actively like I used to on my old account, probably.
Mhm.
So my
Yeah,
current account is 3.5 years old, and I'm at 7,600 ish GP. Yeah,
and scoring at the elite level.
I'm not the best scorer of the team, to be fair, but I think it's on CC level, but not for the best team. I think I would be fitting rather more in the second team. So I'm usually in the lower bottom of the scoring list. So if we are playing against Discord or currently we are facing Empire, then I'm in around the 19th place from both teams.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well done. Do you have any other hobbies apart from hill climbing?
I play table tennis in a club and beach volleyball, and I played basketball. So I like to do sports, and
that's great.
important too. Yeah, and and I study civil engineering in a technical university here in my town. So I'm in the second semester now, and sometimes I work in an engineering office. Yes, and I have a dog. I love to go to walk with him. And I'm also, I'm hanging out with friends a lot and with family, and enjoying life.
Excellent. That's what you want to be doing.
Very nice.
Now that you can get back out again.
Yes. So we've got another engineer, it seems, Eva.
Eva.
My background's
also
my background's mechanical engineering.
Okay. It's in a building next to my my civil engineering building in the university.
Yeah. No, I enjoy what I do, but there are days when I just go, I wish it was different.
Yeah, it's not that easy. So like 70% of the students here don't pass the exams in mechanical engineering. It's one of the hardest ones. Yeah. And my what I'm studying also, like 60% couldn't make the math exam or physics exam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That all sounds way too hard for me.
For me too. Yeah.
I'll just stick with putting kitchens together. Thank you. So you've told us a bit about yourself. Is there anything else you wanted to talk, like any other shout outs to your teammates or anything like that?
A shout out to my team and to Notorious, who has been here in the podcast before a couple months, and he invited me or suggested the idea. So shout out to him.
Perfect. All right, guys, should we get on to the community questions?
I had a couple of questions before we moved on to the community questions. So of all those teams you've played with, all those amazing people you've played with and all that sort of stuff, what advice would you give someone who is looking to get into a top team, and how would they go about it?
You mean like being a leader of a team, or how to get in the top team as a player?
To get into the teams.
Into the team. So I would say first of all, you need to be consistent and not be too pushy. When I say you just wait a bit until you get a bit more consistent. There are some players who are not that patient and spam in DMs, and so you need to gather some experience, and and if you have enough talent and potential, then everyone can play the top team. So it's not that hard like many people imagine, but you need, of course, skill. That's the main issue, which I have, for example. But I think there are a lot of players out there who are really talented and not. They are keeping themselves in the background because they don't like to play in the top teams, so they keep themselves in the lower teams. And so not everyone wants the pressure in a top team. It's in some matches it's a bit stressful because you have to play every ticket to get a top score, and it's frustrating if you don't get it right. But if you hit the top score and it turns the match around, it's really exciting and also good feeling, I think. Or like the last minute turns, which we all have seen in great matches. Yeah.
Yeah, the matches that swap leaders every 10 or 15 minutes over the last 2 hours of play. They're the matches you remember forever.
Yeah, I've had that a lot. Last year, for example, we had one match against Discord, and I think it was in the last 2 minutes where Liu dropped a good score, and then we won with that score. But these are or like when we had a match last May, I think, against Unity, where we only lost with 4 points, but they made a great comeback. Although we lost, it was a great match. So one of the best ones I had so far.
Yep. Cool.
That's great. Did you have any questions, Jackrabbit? Any personal questions?
You've already asked. My favorite question is about his hobby.
Sorry, I took it off you.
That's fine. That's fine. But I have a fun question for you. What is your favorite type of cheese?
Favorite type of cheese? That's a good question, but actually I don't like cheese that much. But if it's cheese, I would say Gouda. Gouda.
Mm-hmm.
It's the cheese I eat only, really. So
okay.
That's a good safe answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose I'm up. I've got a question here from Toretto. If you could pick 4 tracks to be in a team event, what would they be?
Okay, that's also a good question. Because there are certainly some tracks which I like most. So one of them would be, for example, a time attack one. So maybe Big Air time with Super Diesel, and maybe one multi jump with Jeep, for example, and one I don't know, cargo one. I don't hate cargo that much, so I would say cargo, and one stay on the ground, maybe. Stay on the ground, time attack, Also with rally car, because rally is pretty easy and nice to handle, so I like rally car. And Jeep, Super Diesel, rally car, and super bike, maybe another one, other time attack. So I prefer time attack more than no fuel, for example. So everything which goes fast, and when you can play your tickets pretty fast. So that's what I like most.
Yeah, I agree.
Just to spice things up again, like what sort of other vehicle would you select for that amount of tracks?
So other than Super Diesel and super bike. So I also like Rotator.
Yes, I love the Rotator.
Rotator with coin boost and afterburner and the common setup. Yeah, that's what I also prefer. And
do you soften the suspension? On the Rotator?
It depends, but usually I check. It's depending on the track, but usually I keep it on max level.
Okay.
Yeah. It depends on what track and they are writing a track channels the team. If there's a better suspension for that track, then I'm using that. But mostly it's max.
Oh wow. I'm the exact opposite. I'm usually around 3 to 5.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
5. I run with 5. And Brain at 1.
Brain. But
people
I think
shouldn't listen to us
rotate.
because we're not in CC teams.
But
Yeah,
but I
exactly.
think rotator level 10 is also I also use pretty often. I realize so either it's max or level 10 on rotator, not much below 10, but. But Brain, in fast time attacks when there's no roof on the top where the rotator can drive, so I always use Brain level 1 with rotator. I think it's common.
Excellent. Have you got a question, Eva?
I did have a question in front of me, and then I got distracted by something. So, this is a question from Cap A. He's a long-time listener. One day I'd like to get on the show. But he says, do you have any team leader advice?
Team leader advice. So if you want to start a team, you always got to have at least 5 or 10 other people who are already interested in joining the team before the team is already is even created. So you need to ask others first. Hey mate, if I want to make a team, would you like to join then? And if they say yes, and you have at least 10 people or players together, then you can create a team. And if you're like stuck with 40, 50 or 40 players in Division 4 and you are not strong enough for Division 2, for example, what I really like is merging with other teams. I think it's pretty exciting and it's sometimes a bit difficult if the other leaders are not that flexible, and if the teammates don't like the merge, or if it's hard to find the right team to merge with. So, but usually after a while you find a good team to merge with. So then I would merge, and it usually helps to improve the team and to recruit new players. And yeah, of course, the main part is recruiting players, and players usually want to play in the best team possible. So you have to start with 0 in this case, and then have to improve, and upgrade the team with always better players. And then after a while, you have built a community, and with the community, you can also build second teams, and then you can, if you have this one second team and one solid first team, and you can go from there with. Then it's easier to recruit other people, and if they see what the team already is. So the players want to see a stable team and a team which is already how do I say it? Which is stable and established. Yes, established. Yep. Yeah, and not and which doesn't seem to fall apart in the next month. So that's also important. But I think but recruiting is the main part. Yeah,
that is good advice.
And
that is a very good answer.
And what I recruit in is, for example, if I see I don't know some people add me on Discord, and when I first talk to them a lot, and then I ask them if they want to play in a team with me. So that's what I did 2 years ago. Nowadays, most of the players come to me and ask me, or friends of the teams want to play with us for a season. Yeah, but if from the start, I go to Fingersoft server, for example, and go to the player seeking team channel there and recruit from there. But also in your contact list, you can just ask. Asking is not hurting anyone. So just asking. If they say no, then accept the no and move on.
Yep.
You have nothing really to lose in that case. It's sometimes a bit annoying and frustrating if all the players reply with a no. But if you finally recruited a nice player for your team, it's a great feeling. So,
yeah, absolutely. That's a very good answer. Thank you for doing
Yes,
that.
yes.
Jackrabbit, have you got a question?
There's a question here from Toretto, and he would like to ask, when you were new to the game, who were your HCR2 idols?
Okay. So when I played the game in 2017, I played with my brother, and I didn't really have a plan on what the whole game is all about. So about the time attack, and then it's all about competitive. So and already in 2019 there was the competitive time attack clans, and so I didn't really have an idea of that all. And I played 2017, 2018 only cup and adventure just casually, and then I make a break in 2019, and then in 2020 in the lockdown, the first lockdown, I started to install Discord, and because I created a team, so I installed Discord, made a Discord server, and then I joined, for example, the PR global community server. And I saw there are leaderboards for every daily and weekly. So I started to play more time attack then, and so the first players who I like most were SN Aqua. I think he got banned a while ago, but he was one of my favorite players and idol. And of course, I watched Verishark and for Cope at the start, and I'm still watching them. So they're like two main parts in the it's a true community for me. So I think most people watch them for team event advice, and and also IO and OI, and I think the big YouTubers are like not my idols, but my inspiration in some mains like team event, and they help me a lot to improve or to give me good tips. So I would say them.
Yeah, they've been very good for the community, those YouTubers, haven't they? They've helped out a lot of people with like plans on how to attack team events. Yeah, they've been good for a lot of people. I've got a question here from Castaway Will. What's your least favorite HCR2 vehicle?
So this answer is pretty easy for me. It's a mono wheel.
Don't listen, Daspo. Close your ears.
I'll just edit that out. I'll edit that out, and I'll just say to Daspo that I saved his bacon.
Yeah, I hope Daspo is hearing that. But mono wheel. It's not because it's a shit vehicle, but I don't really like it because I'm not good with it, and I always die in every trick. So I have no really control over it, and it's really frustrating playing it. And it's one of the hardest vehicle, one of the hardest ones. But if you can control it, then you're very skilled. But not but I'm not that good with it. So I would say mono wheel, and maybe also what vehicle I don't like is the Beast. It's not that fast, and it's sometimes good for wheelie, but in general, it's not that great addition to the game like Rotator, for example, in my opinion. Yeah. So Beast was the second shot.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I haven't really grown on the Beast. It's sort of a nothing vehicle, not a nothing vehicle, but it's just one of those ones you don't select if it's an option. Yeah.
And you don't know.
I don't mind the Beast. It's got its advantages. I've almost done. I did 10Ks on Forest in it.
Oh, did you?
With basic wings, coin, and magnet.
Well done. Well done.
It was very, very basic. And I don't want to sound like I'm, how great am I? Because I'm not that great. But I thought it was quite easy. But who knows? Who knows?
Did you manage to
Maybe.
keep it together, or did you do the last half with it in half?
Oh no! It was I did it stayed together the entire time.
Oh wow!
Because I was using the magnet to pick up bits and pieces as I went.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there you go.
Yeah.
I haven't started playing Adventure with Beast yet, but I think it's a good with Magnet. It's a good setup in most of the tracks to get easier 10K than like with other vehicles. So it's pretty. It doesn't die too fast, the vehicle. So it has a good fuel, and yeah, I think it's good for the adventure tracks.
Yeah. And as long as you're not trying to kangaroo it, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Mm.
Maybe that's where I've
Anyway.
been going wrong.
Mm. So I have a question for you. This is from Notorious. So big shout out to Notorious. It says, and I quote, "Who is your best friend in HCR2 and why is it Notorious?"
Yeah. Nice question. I think I also asked it. So my best friend in I said two is I would think it's sort of first real friend, and I still have contact with is Timon, from Swiss, but he isn't playing that much anymore. But I worked with him the first time 3.5 years ago. Yeah, and also Sergo was in Germany for a long time in my team, and also I would say you say that who's good in time attack from Germany, and also of course Notorious. I work with him a lot, almost every day on Discord, and we talk about everything. So yeah, I think also from last year, also players like Super Mario, who is funny, Bugsy, Gary, and yeah, all my teammates are like. So yeah, the best ones are Timon, Cedro, and yeah, they are my. That's why I kept playing the game for so long. So yeah, shout out to them, and yeah, to Notorious for asking the question.
Very good.
Ah, very cool.
Who's that? Was it Jackrabbit? Are you up?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
my turn. There's a
Yeah.
question here from Goose. What has kept you playing the game for so long?
Yeah, so like I said before, it was the team on the one side. On the other side, I would say that the teammates like K and Timon and Sergo, and yeah, they I was together in a team. Still am for 3 years now, so we talk about it a lot. And also, I would say, although the community is sometimes pretty toxic, I would say the HillClimb Racing community, yeah, and yeah, it's often fun to chat in the public servers about team events or what's happening in CC or about other topics. So yeah, I would say Discord on general. So chatting on Discord about the game. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a question from Mbow. Mbow would like to know, can I join Supreme next season?
Mbow, yeah. Yeah, you can, but I will talk with him in DM. But yeah, I think he can. I don't know if it was a serious question or not because he often jokes about it.
Oh my.
Sorry, I butchered the pronunciation again. It's Mbow.
Mbow, yeah, Mbow.
Uh,
He
Pronunciation
was
is
in
not my
EDT,
best
but
point.
he was made in Italy last month and this month. So before he was in EDT, So actually, he's a part of Supreme, but he's now a co-leader of Made in Italy, which was formed last month. So I think he's helping there. Yeah, and
Mhm.
let's see. You know,
There you
I will
go.
ask him again.
Yeah. So I have a question here from AUSNZ Savage. He says,
Yeah.
"Do you regret deleting your original account?"
Yeah, I didn't actually delete it, so it got lost somehow. So I had it on my old device from my brother, and it was not the best device. And yeah, it was I was 13 years old then. So now I'm almost 20. So that's for how long I'm playing the game.
Yep.
And yeah, I had it 2 years then, and then I didn't connect it with Facebook because I didn't have Facebook. I still don't have it, and I didn't connect it with Play Store. Yeah, and it wasn't that that good account, so it was that big loss. But yeah, that's how I lost it. So I didn't eventually delete it. Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
Well, you can't back up with Facebook now anyway because Facebook
yeah,
have changed the way they work.
Yeah.
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 There was also some drama in the servers I saw where many people only connected it with Facebook, and they lost their account somehow or had to find a new solution, and it was a bit less. And yeah,
Yeah. Mm. Who's up? Was it
but I,
Me. Yeah.
Jackrabbit?
Yeah, I have my own question. You have mentioned that you're recently just playing the team events, but if you have to choose between adventure mode and cups mode, which of the two would you rather play?
oh, okay. Cups. I haven't finished a season for about 2.5 years now on my account. So
Wow.
that says a lot
Okay.
about my cup. I think the last season I finished was in October 2020. It's a bit
Do you
ago.
do time attack or do you just avoid that whole section?
I sometimes. So last year I played a lot time attack, and I got
Mm-hmm.
one or two times in the top 20 in the PR server. So yeah, last year I played a bit time attack. This year I'm not playing it that much. So, but sometimes when I'm practicing time attack for team event, for example, or when there's a public event where it's time attack, a nice time attack map. So yeah, then I'm playing time attack.
Mm-hmm.
So I think from the other game modes besides team event, I play public event or team time attack the most.
Hmm. Very good.
Yeah.
I've got a personal question. You've mentioned your brother a couple times. Does he still play?
My brother, no, he isn't playing anymore, but he played also. Yeah, he played in 2018, 2020, I think too. His name was Zane, and yeah, but he isn't playing anymore. So he quit like 3 years ago, or
Probably
two and a
because you
half.
were better than him.
Yeah, no,
It's like, oh,
he wasn't really motivated, and he started playing other games. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
and he doesn't want to be on his phone too often. So he's also a bit younger than me. He's turning 15 next in 2 months. So yeah, he started playing when
Oh,
he's
okay.
13. Start of 13, he's playing again.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So he'd be very good at kangaroo setup.
I don't know. I don't think so.
That's just a thing that we have because there was a post. I don't remember where it was, but younger people are better at kangaroo because older people don't have as good reflexes.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have good reflexes because of table tennis, and when I'm driving the car, I am pretty good with my reflexes. But when
Well,
I'm playing
if you're
like the
only
cards in the
20,
game, I'm 19 yet, but I'm turning
yeah,
20 in
Yeah, well, if you're only 20, you're
Yeah.
30 years younger than I am, so that's young.
Yeah. No. But Maxi from my team is 55, and he's also pretty good with kangaroo. So not yeah, not everyone who is old is not good with kangaroo. So there are also older guys who are good with kangaroo, I think. There are also
I'm
younger
getting.
guys like me who aren't that good with kangaroo.
Okay, I have a question from Ragdoll. So what made you come back to the game after you disbanded UL?
So I think it was last year, January. Yeah, I wrote my final exams and I graduated from school, so from high school. And yeah, then I had some time and installed Discord again on a new account and on my old account. So yeah, I joined some HillClimb subs again, and yeah, then I started talking to the old UL members again, and yeah, we came together within a week or so, and the team got created again. And yeah, it went pretty fast. And yeah, that's then we merged a bit, and yeah, that's how the team was recreated. So also some players asked me in the meantime, when are you going to recreate your? And then I talked to Shakei and Siom and other players, and the team was full within I think 4 hours. Yeah, most people were hyped again, and yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, once you've built a team up the way you have with the people you have, it's always easy to get it's always easy to get players to you because they know.
It's good. Yeah, it's hard to have a strong core in your team. If you have like 20-30 players, core players in your team who always stuck together in a team, then your team will last very long. Or
Yes.
well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jeffrey, I think you're up.
Yeah. I have a question here from Rose Whitey. And I think you have mentioned a few of your friends, but she would like to ask, which friends are you close to?
From the game, I would say, so I will check the players what I'm writing the most to, and I would say it's so Notorious. I'm writing every day to players like Matti or Jumpy or Explorer. I am writing a lot, and also mostly they're my team. For example, Rose is also my team, and I'm writing in the team server with him a lot. And yeah, I would say I also sometimes write with some players on WhatsApp, like Timon or players I mentioned before. Yeah, I would say them. But I haven't met a guy yet from Economics. So I plan to visit Timon this year in Swiss. So yeah, maybe I will see him there.
Have you met any HCR2 player in person?
No, I haven't yet, but I would like to. So
Yeah.
I think
So who would you like to meet if you get the chance to?
so. Yeah, it would be Timon. Yeah. We already planned to meet this year.
Oh
So
yeah.
I think I will do it in my next semester vacation. Then I will visit him. I will go by the car or train to him.
Hopefully you would
Excellent.
meet. Yeah, hopefully it would happen.
Yeah, hope so too.
that's something that we're very lucky in AUSNZ, that because we're a team of Aussies and New Zealanders,
Mhm.
there's people in similar areas to yourself, so we get to actually meet up in real
Yeah.
life. So that's one of the great things
Do you-
about our team.
Do you also do like a team meetings where 20, 30 people are together and you do like I don't know, like bowling together or grilling?
Probably not 20 or 30 because Australia is a pretty big country, but we definitely do have about 10 or so that meet up at the pub and have dinner together and a few drinks. So yeah, it's good. We're very lucky.
So you mentioned you live about 1.5 hours from Eva,
Yep.
and so you met several times before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
I
had breakfast
I
last
just
week.
happened to yeah. I
Ah.
just happened to work just around the corner from where he lives, so it's
Okay.
good.
And they did not
Okay.
invite me to breakfast.
We
Ah,
did
that's
invite
very
you. You
good.
just it's in the mail.
You could have
You didn't get it
flown
yet.
from.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got a question here from AUSNZ Pilot, and it is:
Yeah.
are you actually as strong as an ox? And why should I call you Sir Ox?
Yeah, but I'm not as strong as an ox. Uh, I'm stronger. So,
Good answer.
yeah, the name was actually not my idea. So there was a friend of me who had an
Mhm.
Instagram account called Sirox Long, and I asked him I can make a YouTube channel where I post his memes on, and yet I started to post HillClimb Racing videos instead, and changed my name to Sirox Long, and after a while the name got too long, so I shortened it to Sirox 3 years ago, and yeah, that's how I kept the name. I think it's pretty unique, and no one has it,
Mhm.
so yeah,
Mhm.
that's my name in the game and in other games as well. Yeah,
Yeah, it's good. It's a good name. Like you said, it's
Yes.
unique.
Yes.
So there's a
Eva.
question from Spooky. Did you play HCR1 before HCR2?
yeah. I played it about I think 8 years ago, so it's a long time ago. I played it not that much, but sometimes I played the moon map, where you could get the most points from the flips
Yep.
with I think motocross or another
Motocross.
week or
Yeah.
motocross.
Motocross. You could
Yeah.
ride up a
I
hill,
farmed it. Yeah,
ride up a hill,
yeah,
and get 200k coming down.
yeah, yeah. That's what I drove most and farmed the coins, and yeah. So that and I think the snow car with the Santa Claus on it. I don't know the name
Yes,
of the vehicle, but
the reindeer.
that's yeah, and the reindeer. That's what I remember from the
Yeah.
Racing one. Yeah.
No, very
Hmm.
cool.
There's a question here from Spooky. He would like to ask, are you an introvert or an extrovert?
So I'm definitely an extrovert. Uh, I don't hesitate that much to talk to other people, and when I present something, I'm not that nervous usually. So I love meeting new people and talking to them. So it's easy for me to talk to strangers or to meet new people. So
That's cool.
I think
Well,
that's
Yeah.
we appreciate that a lot because it helps with our podcast, having
Mhm.
people wanting
Yeah.
to talk and all that sort of stuff.
yeah, I think not everyone is. Some people might be afraid of talking to others or think their English isn't good enough or
Yep.
feel like they are nervous. So yeah, but I think my English is not the best, but it's enough to communicate with others, and
Agreed.
And,
Agreed. I've
yeah.
been trying to get SP Jan from Swedish Power on the podcast,
yeah.
and he keeps saying to me that his English isn't good enough and all that sort of stuff. And I keep saying to him that his English would probably be better than my Swedish.
Yep.
I think I saw him writing someone, and his English looked pretty fluent. And yeah, so if you're hearing this, make sure to join the community server, Johnny.
I will. We have a term for that. We call it throwing people under the bus.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's
You
exactly
can-
what you
you
just
can-
did.
You can
You
tell
just
him.
threw him.
You can tell,
You just threw him under the bus. Thank you very much.
yeah, you can tell him greetings from Sirox. He
Yep,
demands a new episode of him.
Yep, will do. I will send him a link personally to this episode.
Yeah. I will
and
definitely hear it.
then excellent.
I should ask.
Is it?
Yeah,
This question is from Tayangi. Probably pronounced that
Tayangi,
so
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know her. I wrote her.
Yeah.
It's a she.
She would like to know: are people often shocked about your age?
I don't tell my age that often, but usually when I write it, it's a normal reaction. But many people are like, how do I say it? It's a bit hard. So
Surprised.
when I'm saying I'm 19 and I'm playing the game, I think it's not that uncommon. But when I say I'm one of the youngest leaders in CC, because I think the most are about 30, 40, 50 years old in the top teams. And when I'm saying I'm a bit younger, 19, yeah. So that's a bit surprising sometimes for the others, but I think if I was 13, I think that would be more surprising. But I think 19, I'm already an adult, and turning 20, I'm also not the youngest in the community, I think. But I got I think much experience in a game for my age. So yeah, I know what it's all about.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, I have one question from Shadow Tex, but he's asked a question that Amy usually asks this question, and for a while we called it Amy's question, but Shadow Text has asked it. I will still introduce it as Shadow Text's question, but I'm still going to say it's Amy's question. And you probably already answered this anyway, because the question is, if you could have any 5 players in your team, who would they be? And I think you've already answered this question because you have a core group of people that always like to play in your teams. But can you name them for us?
So 5 players. One of them would be Bane from Montenegro, and one would be Timon, and Notorious maybe, and Super Mario, and the 5th one would be
AUSNZ
Ozzen's Pete, yeah, would be the 5th one.
No, now I'm going to die. I'm going to die of coughing.
Yeah.
I just had to turn the microphone off because I just could not stop coughing. Oh, geez, no, I don't want to be on a team with you guys. It would be fantastic. Don't get me wrong; it would be amazing, but I would get so disheartened by being half your score.
Yes, I would be the same.
No.
I'm not a top scorer.
Sorry.
I'm not a top scorer, so I think
Oh no. Even though you've said already you're not a top scorer, I would still be half your score.
Yeah.
No. Over to you, Pete.
Yeah, I think it's Jackrabbit first.
Okay.
I couldn't find any more question. Would you like us to do the quiz?
I
Oh,
think
yes,
we should.
please. Let's do the quiz.
Yeah. So Sirox, we have a quiz for most of
Yeah.
our podcast guests. And the name of the
Yeah.
quiz is Never Have I Ever.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the Hill Climb Racing 2 edition. 1 point for each one that you have never done before.
Yeah.
Okay, first
Yeah.
question is, have you ever missed a team event?
Oh. So last year and this year I have never, and in general I think yes.
So
I
that's a
have
yes.
missed. I have missed one. Yes.
Yeah, you have missed. Okay, next question is, have you ever hated a public event?
Yes. The last one.
Yes. Okay. Have you ever picked an easier map for the boss level?
Mm, I think I have before. Yes,
Okay.
I have.
Yeah, you have. Okay, next question. Have you scrapped legendary parts before excess?
Mm, I have never.
You have
I have
never
never.
done that. Okay,
That's your
okay.
first point.
Yeah.
I
Congratulations, you got a point.
I don't skip that. That's yeah.
That's we will find out. Okay. Next question. Have you used up all special tickets on a single run?
Also, yes, I have.
Yes, you have.
Sometimes I'm a bit frustrated, and then I scrap special tickets.
But to ask another question that's not part of the game, how many special tickets have you saved?
At the moment, I have 0 special tickets. I one special ticket now after the match. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
I find that
Okay.
with special tickets, you either have none or you have 30 or more. Yeah, people,
Yeah.
there's no in the middle. It's
Mhm,
either
Yeah.
you
mhm.
use them or you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think in CC when I have close matches, I usually
Yeah.
use the special tickets to try to improve every score. So yeah. Sometimes I'm farming then when I make a break and I go to a lower division team. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm farming special tickets,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Going to the next question. Have you ever had a perfect 40K score? This is before
I
the update of the 15K
I have
scores.
never before.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
I think
Mhm. Okay. So next question is, have you fallen asleep while grinding adventure maps?
I have never.
You have never. Maybe you're too
No,
young to fall asleep while
no way.
grinding. Well, anyway. Next question. Have you ever taken a long break from playing HCR2?
Yes, I have.
You have. How long was your break?
So last year I had half a year break.
Half a
Uh,
year, okay.
I think my longest was 1 year in 2019.
Mm, okay. Next question. Have you ever raged quit at some point in time?
Yes, I have
Yes.
before several times.
Okay. Have you ever kicked a team member by accident?
Mm. Oh, I have kicked several teammates before, but never on accident.
Never an accident.
So there you have it. If
Okay.
you were kicked, he did it on purpose.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm, mhm. Have you banned a player from the team server?
yes, I have. Yes.
Yes, you have. And the last
Either
question
of
is,
spamming,
mhm.
yeah, either of spamming or of insulting anyone. So yeah,
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
the
yeah.
usual thing. Yeah,
And the last question is, have you ever done a face reveal on any Discord server?
Apart
yeah,
from us.
done. I haven't done the phase 3 before. Yes, or the team
Oh,
server.
oh, not yet. Okay. That's the That's all the
So has
questions.
that never done a face reveal or has done a face reveal?
It's
I have
never.
done a face.
Never. You
I
have done one.
You
I
have.
have done one.
You have
On
done
a team
one. Okay.
server. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Well, this is miraculous. Absolutely miraculous. You have scored a magical score of 3, so you are even with Kevin.
How that to Kevin?
You are even with Kevin, and Kevin's played on Unity. He's played on lots of other teams, so it must be a CC thing.
Must be.
Yeah, I know
Congratulations.
Kevin.
Yeah, congratulations. He was our last podcast host guest, and the episode went up tonight live. So he scored 3. You've scored 3. That is an equal, even 3. Not that the number's even or anything like that, but and you have won absolutely nothing. You've won our you've won our respect, and you've won a
Shiny new role on our server.
you've run a role on our server. You can proudly come into our server and be a different color to everybody but
Everyone
Kevin.
else. Yes.
So congratulations.
That was the plan when I joined the podcast. This was to get a new role.
Oh, geez, that's hilarious. Oh, wow. Okay, I've got to try and stop coughing. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I haven't been my best tonight. Over to you, Pete, mate.
What do you want me to do?
Well, you're host.
Okay,
You need
yes.
to wrap it up.
Let's start wrapping it up. Do you have any other shout? You've given us a few shout outs tonight, but is there anybody else you would like to give a little shout out to before we head off?
Yeah, I shout out everyone who's listening that, and they can comment in the if it's on YouTube in the comment section who got that far with listening.
Excellent. Well,
Okay.
thank you for coming on, and it's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Yeah.
Anybody else would like to say anything? Any last words to Nicholas Sirox?
Yeah, thank you for coming on the podcast, and thank you to all our listeners, like usual, for posting questions for our podcast guest.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
There were nice questions, interesting ones, and yeah, I have to think about most of the questions for a bit. Yeah. So thanks for having me.
I'd like to say, go on. Sorry.
It's nice hearing you. Yeah, and I like your podcast, and I saw you just posted a new one with Kevin, I think, on YouTube. Yeah. So I'm going to listen it after this one.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I'd like to say a special thank you because, like we said in the podcast, English as a second language doesn't hold people back from being on the podcast. And I really like how you threw Jan under the bus. I'm going to reach out to him soon. And I wanted to say that I'm a bit disappointed because I'm not my best at the moment, and you're starting to really open up, and I think we could have gone on for much longer. Really appreciate you being on the show. Thanks for being here. And I'll give it back to Pete.
And I wish you a good recovery, Eva. Recovery and get well soon. That's the most important thing. Yeah.
Oh, it's just a cough at the moment.
Yeah.
It just needs to cough.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, just bleep that one out.
All good.
Once again, thanks for coming onto the show. We really appreciate it. It's been great talking to you, and thanks to everybody who has been listening. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
ever.